Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to the day ones. Before we get into this life update video today, you guys go ahead and like the video, comment down below, and if you are new, smash that subscribe button to take flight with us.
Fake love, I don't need it, you can keep it as a fact. I had to make up my mind. I took that weight on my shoulder. I done been down.
Hey you guys, it has been so long since I've been on this channel. It has been over 150 days. I literally lost track of time on how long it has been since I've been on this channel. But I wanted to come back and basically begin uploading again because now I am free to do so. And I wanted to also give y'all an explanation as to why I have been gone so long from this channel and the circumstances surrounding my disappearance. I don't want this video to be too long. I want it to be just long enough for y'all to tune in and get the tea and understand the circumstances surrounding my disappearance and why I had to just suddenly stop uploading. So a lot of my supporters know that I've been going through this custody battle with my mom concerning my oldest child for the last few years now. Recently, we came up on the end of child custody court. Well, before coming up on the end of child custody court, I was ordered basically by the courts to not upload anything pertaining to my case on my YouTube channel. And this was because my mom had complained to one of the court officers that I was coming on my channel and venting about her and always having negative things to say about her and her boyfriend. And she was threatened by it and didn't like it. And she just felt as if it was something that I should cease to continue doing until court was over. But my lawyer had instructed me that it was against my freedom of speech for them to deny me to come on here and vent about my problems and share my side of the story and my experiences going through this child custody battle with my mom. But he recommended that he thought that it was a good idea for me to stop doing it until court was over. So that was about 6 months ago. That's probably the longest I think it's been since I've been on this channel. But recently, as of July 20th, we had trial inside child custody court, and that was the end of things. So I wanted to come on here and just update you guys and tell y'all that I finished, I won, and that is basically like the best day of my life because I've been going through this literally for the last 10 years on and off. It all began in 2014. It ended in 2017 with me missing one court date, and the child custody court had filed a default order against me and gave primary custody of my daughter to my mom. So from 2017 to about 2020, my daughter stayed primarily with my mother. My mother had moved my daughter out the jurisdiction of Dallas, which basically gave me the rights to take her back to court and file contempt on her for violating our court order and moving my daughter's primary residence out the jurisdiction of Dallas and its contiguous counties. So once I had did that, the court basically gave my mom 6 months to move back to Dallas and find her, and it was like a mini probation almost, where she had to follow the stipulations of the court and move back. So once her 6 months was up, we had went back to court, and about this time, it was July 19th of 2021. And not only did she not show up to this court hearing, she also did not move back to Dallas. And since my daughter was with me for summer vacation during that time, the judge had reversed the order and gave me primary custody of my daughter. And my mom had lost custody because of that. And then ever since July 19th of 2021, my daughter has been primarily staying with me and going to school from my house and has basically been under my care and control and protection ever since then. So even with the judge reversing the order and giving me primary custody, it didn't end there. We still had to end up going through like a child custody evaluation, mediation, and then we still had trial. So we went through the child custody mediation, and that's where they restricted me from basically coming on my channel and talking about things. We went to mediation to basically see if we can come to an agreement without having to go to trial. But unfortunately, when the mediator had explained to my mom that she would no longer have any rights to my child and basically would only receive visitation, she was very upset by that and wanted to go to trial because she felt like if we went to trial that she would have the chance to get rights back to my daughter and have more than just visitation. So trial happened on July 20th of 2023, and it was literally an all-day thing. However, at the end of it all, I won in court, and I just wanted to like reiterate what my demands were from day one on me bringing all of this back up and taking my mom to court for contempt. All I wanted from the situation was custody, care, and control of my daughter back, and to have all of my rights back as a parent. Before I won in court, I had lost the rights to dictate my daughter's primary residence, and I had lost the rights to basically have control over her medical and her educational and her psychological rights. And all of those rights were granted to my mom, and all I had was basically visitation. And I was only allowed to see my daughter every first, third, and fifth Fridays and alternating holidays. When we went back to court and we went to trial, the judge granted me managing conservatorship over my child, which means that basically I'm full time parent again of her. She gets to live with me, as well as educational decisions and so on and so forth. The only thing that my mom was granted in this entire situation was visitation. She no longer has rights over my daughter as far as dictating her primary residence, making medical decisions, educational decisions, and so on and so forth. The only thing that she gets is having my daughter every first Friday of the month and third Friday of the month, and she gets to see my daughter 2 weeks during the summer. And the only reason that the judge decided to make this decision in this situation is because my mom has been in my daughter's life for a very long time. Basically, the judge didn't want to take that away from my daughter because she felt like it was important for my daughter to have those type of relationships if they've been consistent in her life thus far. And I really don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with my mother being a grandmother. The only thing that I had a problem with was that she was literally trying to take over care, duty, and control of raising my child. And I didn't like the fact that she always was holding it over my head. She always had a story for anybody who would listen about how I was a bad parent. But she never wanted to explain to people how she only wanted my daughter for the benefits that came with raising a disabled child. Because a lot of y'all know that my oldest daughter is not the only child I have. I have two younger daughters, and I just recently, as of November 2022, had a baby boy who is now 8 months old. He'll be 9 months on the 27th. But the entire court ordeal that I was going through with my mom was not about all of my other children. It was only about my oldest child who received a disability check. So I know that the entirety of this channel over here was basically me ranting and raving all the time, crying and just going through a whole bunch of just tough decisions. There were just a lot of things that I had to be okay with during that specific time, and it really just upset me, as a person, as an individual, as a daughter, as a mother. And I just felt like I never really had anybody to talk to about the situation because of my mom's narcissistic personality and how she would turn her family against me, and it just seemed like I didn't have anybody and I was all on my own. So I had really literally started this channel for like a journal, for a record keeping purposes, just to like upload and feel like I had someone to talk to about the things that I was going through, that I didn't have any family support at the time, going through all of those horrible things. And so with all of that being said, I'm just happy to be able to come back and tell y'all that I won in court, and that I don't have to no longer deal with my mom. I don't have to like talk to her. I just don't have to do anything. And I'm just really happy about that because it's really been a long time coming, and y'all know that it's been a long time. And I'm just like, I just couldn't wait until the day that I was ready to come back and tell you guys everything that had happened leading up to this moment right here. And so that's really that on that, y'all. It's really nothing much more to say besides I won in court. And I mean, my mom, before I blocked her about a month ago, she was still texting my phone toxic things, giving toxic behavior, giving, it was just giving jealousness. Like, she really thought that what she said was gonna go. Like, She really felt as if the court wasn't going to give me rights to my daughter back. She thought that she was going to always have my daughter. I even have like this clip that I'm going to insert coming up next of one Friday during the time that I did not have my child. So this was like in 2020. I had to end up hunting my mom down, found her at a family member's house, and was asking her if I could exercise my visitation rights for that Friday and see my child. And this is what she had to say, y'all.
Hey, Mama, I was trying to see if I could get Emery. Still told me you was over here. No. Why can't I get her today? It's my Friday. No. Why not? I told you that. And why did you waste your time to come up first? I told you that. I've been coming. We just left your house and still said you was over here. And you said that if you let us get Emery, we can take her. No, Emery not going with you. Why not? Because I said she not. But why not? I'm not letting her go. She not never coming back. But we have a court order. I'm supposed to get her today. I'm not recalling white people about that court order. I'm not applying by my own court order with my own thing that I set up. I ain't got time to keep fooling with you with this bullshit, man. You can't keep my daughter away from me doing, man. What am I doing? The stupid shit you keep doing. What stupid shit? You so innocent. You so innocent. You know exactly what you be doing.
So the attitude that she was giving me in that video, and how she was just so convinced that she didn't have to do what the judge said, and I'm never going to see my baby again, and she's never coming back over there, blah blah blah, like that just goes to show that mankind does not control anything. Mankind does not have the last say so or the last word, and it's always going to be God who has the last. So for anybody else that's going through this situation that I was going through, and y'all feel so defeated, and y'all feel like nobody's ever going to hear y'all out, and you're never going to be able to see your child again, please don't give up. Please keep fighting, because your babies didn't ask to be here. You brought them into this world, so the least that you can do is continue fighting for them hand and foot. Don't ever give up on them. Don't ever allow for them to come back to you years later and ask you, mama or daddy, why did you give up on me? Why did you move on without me? Why did you have more children and forget about me? Just don't ever put yourself in that situation. And I never wanted to be in that situation. It was times I couldn't sleep, I couldn't eat, I couldn't do anything. My mind was clouded. I was always crying and just beside myself with emotion, because I felt so bad about the situation that my daughter was in with my mom. And although my mom tried everything that she could to stop me, to discourage me, to just bring me down and make me feel lesser than myself as a mother, none of that worked. And I'm just so glad that I had you guys, my supporters, supporting me throughout this whole situation, and just always giving me positive, just leaving positive comments, sending me messages on social media, just letting me know that I inspired you guys. It was some people who are not going through the situation I was going through, but there were a lot of people who were going through the situation I was going through, and they always let me know how I inspired them to go start the process to get their children back, because they seen how hard that I worked, and how hard that I prayed, and how hard that I just did whatever I could do to get my daughter back. And so with that being said, I just wanted to let you guys know that I love you guys so much, and thank you so much for all of your love, your kindness, and your continuous support. And I'm happy, y'all. Like, I really am happy, because this is just gonna be the beginning to so much more. And I'm not gonna sit here and promise that I'm gonna do daily uploads, because I'm getting back into the groove of uploading on YouTube. However, if I can't do daily uploads, I'll at least do weekly uploads, and that's the least that I can do. And hopefully, after a time of me doing weekly uploads, I can come back and maybe be doing daily uploads again. So now that I've said all of that, this is the end of the video. Like I said, I didn't want to make it too long, but I also have a few more videos that I'm going to record today, because I have other things that I wanted to tell y'all, but I don't want to overload this video. So yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning into this video with me, and I love you, love you, love you, love you, and I'll see y'all in the next video.
Man, I sit back and laugh, man. I just sit back and smile, because I know when God said, touch not my anointed,
and do my prophets no harm, I know he meant that shit. I know when God say, no weapon formed against you shall prosper, every tongue rise against you shall condemn, he meant that shit. When he told me I'm the head and not the tail, I'm the lender and not the borrower, he meant that shit. Don't worry. Don't seek revenge. Don't try to get your get back like how you used to. Keep going. You think them people gonna get off easy for bothering you? For interfering with God's plan? This is bigger than you. They interfering with God's plan. So when they come in and bother you and trying to stop you and block you, they trying to block God, baby. They don't even know it. They don't even know God walking and working and living right through you and in you. So don't try to seek revenge. You got this. Let them go against God, because that's who they fighting. God.
So long, sleeping from sofa to sofa. Now I'ma step on these little bitty bitches. Here's some brand new Gucci loafs. Some Gucci walking. I got tired of eating Big Mama's chicken. Now it's business when I walk.